Okay, we've got 3 more coming in. And I'm going to go ahead and welcome everyone. I'm going to first introduce myself. My name is Cindy Bilsborough. I'm the secretary of the governing board of the Interfaith Council of Contra Costa County. So glad to have all of you and a lot of new people who are here today. I want to first welcome Imad Abboushi. I believe that's how you pronounce it, if I did it wrong.
Perfect, thank you.
Who is a new elected council member. And we want to start off by giving a warm thank you to Christine Nadeau, who's resigning from the governing board, but we love you. And to Dennis Wasco, who has fulfilled his position on the governing board as a chair of SOJA. So we want to do that. Let's see. What we do first is we read our covenant, which is our guiding force for our organization. And could I have 2 volunteers, one to read the first 4 and then the one to read the second 4?
I'll volunteer, Cindy.
Oh, is that Carolyn?
Yeah, hi.
Okay.
I'll in solidarity, should I begin now?
Yes, please.
In solidarity with one another, we each affirm our gatherings are interfaith gatherings. We come together from diverse communities to be inspired and transformed by the rich diversity of the faith traditions. We commit ourselves to compassionate and active listening as we engage in respectful dialogue. We welcome those who might differ from us, seeking their wisdom and insights. Each of us shares in the privilege of growing in interfaith love and understanding. Our working together for a common cause brings us together in peace.
And could I have somebody read the next 4? Would somebody like to volunteer?
I will.
Okay, Christine.
Thank you. We are responsible for the work and outreach of the Interfaith Council of Contra Costa County. The governing board provides the necessary oversight and will be attentive to the elected council's ideas, wisdom, and suggestions. We will strive to support and participate in the various outreach programs sponsored and supported by the Interfaith Council. We hold ourselves to the highest ethical standards as we grow together in trust and respect for one another. Our time together is the practice of interfaith understanding, cooperation, and respect. We hope our time together will bless one another, our community, and the world.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Today, since we haven't had very many of our governing board members here today, I'll also do our opening faith reflection. So I'm going to stop the screen share and speak with each of you. I wanted to talk today about something that happens in our faith, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, during the month of July. We celebrate what we call Pioneer Day, and you may have heard of it before. The whole state of Utah actually shuts down during the celebration of Pioneer Day. But the actual celebration revolves around the early pioneers of the church who had been scourged and driven from various states for their beliefs, migrated to the state of Utah and arrived there on July 24th, 1847, which is, so this year would be the 177th anniversary of that trek to find religious freedom. And on one of the occasions, on the 20th anniversary of that, so in 1867, Brigham Young talked about that and talked about the importance of religious freedom. He said to be adverse to non-Jews because they are not Jews, or Jews because they are Jews, is in direct opposition to the genius of our religion. It matters not what a man's creed is, whether it be Catholic or Episcopalian, Presbyterian, Methodist, Baptist, Quaker, or Jew, he will receive kindness and friendship from us. And then later on, another president of our church, President Gordon B. Hinckley, said, "We must not be clannish. We must never adopt a holier than thou attitude. We must not be self-righteous. We must be magnanimous and open and friendly. We can keep our faith. We can practice our religion. We can cherish our method of worship without being offensive to others. I take this occasion to plead for a spirit of tolerance and neighborliness, of friendship and love toward those of other faiths. In the furtherance of this attitude, as the years pass, there will likely be an increasing tendency to emphasize this diversity when we celebrate the 24th of July. And so today we are talking about having healthy and open conversation. And I think it's a purview of our organization to foster this and to welcome anyone of faith or a tradition to be part of our organization. And we were going to introduce each other, but I think we'll do that on when we do our breakouts, because we've got quite a collection of people here today, and I'm really excited to have all of you. So our next thing, let me see. Since I'm doing everything, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So our next thing we're going to be having, we're not doing our minutes today because I was gone and you guys didn't do minutes. So in your in-person event. But we are very pleased today to have Carrie Veurink from Hope Solutions in with their headquarters in Pleasant Hill. And Carrie's going to talk about Hope Solutions and some of the good that they are doing here in our region. So I understand, Carrie, you want to screen share, so I've opened that up and I'm giving you the floor.
Thank you. And I'm going to navigate to my tech here. Let's see if I can get this to work as I wish. Can you see just the presentation page and not notes here?
I don't think we can see anything yet. Can anybody see anything?
No.
Oh, well, let's try that again. I have screen share going.
Okay, there you go.
Now
Okay.
we're going and we see everything. So
Okay, you see it all. Let's try this.
I think you need to press, yeah.
Can you still see everything, or just do you see my notes pages as well?
Yeah, but we can see the big heart.
I want
Yeah,
to move it
but
over.
you could change that.
Let me change that real quick. We don't need to see all of just the presentation.
Right.
Nope. Excuse
It's-
me. We're just gonna go back and do this a little differently. Unless someone wants to cue me here.
You can go out of screen share, and then while we can't see it, you can put the presentation on a full screen, and then take that presentation with the notes and make it smaller. So then that way, when you say screen share, you can choose which screen we can share, and there should be one screen with notes and one screen without notes.
Okay, I think I've done this. I think I've got it. So let's come back in here. Excuse me, guys. I haven't had the pleasure of doing this for a little while, and I thought I had this all sorted. So let's just do this. At the beginning.
That looks perfect to me. No. Yeah, you still need to do slideshow.
It still wants to share everything.
That's okay.
Well, I'm gonna minimize this area if I can. I do that. Well, that's just not helpful.
That's okay. We can still see it. It works.
All right, we're just gonna carry on. Excuse me. Resharing one last time because I know I have limited time today. All right. Can you see that, or do we have not shared again?
You have not shared.
Oh my goodness. Excuse me, guys. I'm usually a little bit more suave than what you're seeing. Here we go. All right, Cindy, and as I'm resharing the screen, I have up to 10 minutes and then a little Q&A, or just 5 minutes. I can manage either way.
No, go ahead and take your 10 minutes.
All
Because
right.
we don't have another report other than yours for right now. Yeah.
Okay. Gosh, so sorry that you're getting the notes pages. That's not so classy, but anyway, good morning. I really, I'm excited to be here today. Thank you again to Cindy for inviting me. I am so thrilled to be a part of your meeting and talk to you all. Many of you I have met with over the tenure at Hope Solutions. I've been with Hope Solutions for over 5 years now, and I actually came to Hope Solutions, formerly Contra Costa Interfaith Housing, through my own faith community in Hope Solutions. So it's very fitting that we gathered together here today. And I'm just excited to give you an update on our work, who we are and what we do, and many of you do, but a little bit more update on our work and the community. I'm going to share a little bit about our housing development work and ways that your faith communities and networks can support our work. So I work to be really brief. I have a lot of slides today because I love photos. So I might skip through a few of those, but I'd be remiss if I just didn't want to miss a few of them as they are helpful to the context of our work. And because I'm brief today, I want to let you all know that we are going to have an event in October, and there's 2 dates here, which is misleading. So let's get you on the right date. I'd love for you to mark down Tuesday, October 8th. We're going to be at the Pleasant Hill Community Center, and we have all of our stakeholders that are going to hear a full update on our work. It's our stakeholder celebration and meeting. All of our supporters, faith communities, civic communities that are embedded and support our work are invited for networking and an update. And we actually are super excited to be able to offer and share our new strategic plan, because we just finished our last 5-year strategic plan. So you're all invited. please send me an email if you'd like to come. I'll make sure that I work with Cindy and make sure that you're all on the email invite list. I apologize for the wrong date on the bottom, but it is October 8th, Tuesday, October 8th. So we'll get through what we can here, but come back in October and join us at the Pleasant Hill Community Center. So as you know, we already talked about, we're talking about the challenges of the community. So I just wanted to refresh everyone's perspective on where we're at from a national and state context and why we're important. Just a few statistics. There's over 580,000 people who are homeless in our country at any given time. And any given night, 40% of these folks are unsheltered. And California, as you're probably well aware, is currently the highest homeless population with over 170,000 humans facing crisis, which is the second highest rate in the United States. If you've read the county's annual report, you can see that we have about over 7,000 households, which actually is about 10,000 individuals that come through our emergency system in Contra Costa County in 2022. The new data is coming through. It comes through this August. So we'll be updating that, and that will be updated for the county, and we always include it in our annual report. But it just reflects an ongoing increase from past years. We see more families that are homeless, increasing senior homelessness, and our youth and young adults 18 to 24. So that's just a little bit of data behind our work and who is homeless. We know that 20% of the folks in our county are domestic violence survivors, they're veterans, and many have a disabling condition. And a fact that a lot of people don't know is that 8 out of 10 of our homeless community they've come from Contra Costa County. And this is a fact that I just want to, it's really important for everyone to know that they're not coming from somewhere else. They are our neighbors. So I find that is surprising to a lot of the communities I talk with, because they think that they're coming from somewhere else. And then one more last data filled slide here is, this is just, again, some additional context. The drivers of shortage of affordable housing are rising rents, wages that are not keeping pace, and a very serious shortage of affordable housing. So we see this time over time, it unfortunately keeps getting worse. So that just sort of illustrates the landscape that we are managing and working to solve around. But here's our approach, and here's more about Hope Solutions. Many of you know that we are faith founded in 1997. A group of folks came together and created Hope Solutions. And so we not only provide housing, but we also provide the supportive services to not only get them housed, keep them housed, support them, to stabilize them for the long term. And that is really the key, the housing and the services. And that is our secret sauce. The services have to be embedded with that. And that we have seen has been very successful over time. So who else are we serving? I talked a little bit about this already. The folks who I didn't mention, we do also have people reentering society from incarceration. We have people living with AIDS, mental health challenges. So in the last year, I'm actually almost talking about 2 years ago because our annual report is about to come out, but in the last, we've reached over 3,500 of the most vulnerable in Contra Costa County. And we do that in a lot of different ways. We have site-based housing. So that, again, that permanent supportive housing with services, and I'll show you some pictures of those, but those, many of you know are familiar with Garden Park Apartments, our Lakeside Apartments, etc. Those are site-based unit areas. We have 5 of them. Actually now 6. I'm going to show you a couple photos of El Portal in San Pablo, which we're really excited about. It's about to open. We have multi-site housing throughout the county. which is folks have master lease to us, and we have families and individuals living there. Housing, navigation, and brokered programs where we really work to get our folks to maintain their own units and assist with costs. And there's time limited subsidies associated with some of those programs, as well as the rapid rehousing program, so that we can prevent any evictions and keep people housed if as those scenarios arise. So what's more fun, I think, is to see some of the photos to really put a house to a name, buildings to a name. So I mentioned Garden Park, Belamonte. We have 2 sites in East County. We have Belamonte and we have Los Medanos. Hacienda Heights is our newest, second newest property, where we support over 25 seniors at Hacienda Heights in Richmond. The unit is much bigger. It's a beautiful space. It opened last summer. And there's more than 25 units there, but we have 25 that are embedded in that site. And we have housing, we have case managers and property managers out there that are supporting those clients. And of course, Lakeside, I mentioned a moment ago, in Concord. And then our newest, and I'm gonna swap over to you should still be able to see my screen. Our newest site is in El Portal Place in San Pablo. We're super excited about this. There's a ribbon cutting coming very soon in the next week or so, and then we'll be starting to fill the unit with residents. This site is amazing. There's a lot of detail on this project, and I included the link here, and I can share this with Cindy if you guys want to take another look at it. But it basically has 54 units of permanent supportive housing, and it actually is going to be open 24/7 and have support 24/7. And there are higher folks here with higher medical need, and they're closer to facilities where they can get support. So we're super excited about this new space. That's El Portal Place in San Pablo. And then we're just going to go along this way. And then a little bit about our impact, and then I'll show you our housing development, and we'll wrap it up here. So we, of course, are heavy into our data because we really want to show that our work is impactful. So there's a few stats here that highlight the percentage of our folks who are stabilized through our housing solutions. 94% of our clients, that when they exit the rapid exit program, they're getting into permanent housing and staying in the permanent housing, which is fantastic. We know that when we work with our clients, with our case managers in that support, that they are getting their health insurance, they're maintaining or improving their employment status, and we know that their income is increasing because of the support and coming from them being stabilized. And of course, we have youth programs embedded in our housing services, and we're proud to say that every year we work to not only get them up to grade level, but to get them to the next grade level, so that they're keeping up with their education and catching up and getting the parents the support they need to in that whole process. So there's a lot of parent counseling that happens with the youth programming. Okay, here's some more great news. Well, this is not the great news. The great news will come next. A statistic that you may be familiar with, but if not, it should be something that you can share out. But we are 35,000 units short of affordable housing in Contra Costa County. This graphic illustrates that. So we are addressing that. And we have started a housing development program, and we are building cottage communities on faith-owned land. And many of you have already heard about much of our work. I'm not going to go into every detail of it, other than to say where a couple of the sites are. When we have a lot of different people that are involved with our work. We have, and I'm going to show some pictures as well. And I have to make sure I match the photo with the site because they're in progress. I believe this is the Church of the Nazarene site. There's going to be 17 units here for transition age youth. That's youth that are 18 to 24 years old. Some of which, as you're familiar, some of these folks have they've aged out of the foster system, and some come through the county referrals in other ways. But that's a really amazing on-site housing that we'll be providing, again, with all the services that I talked about earlier. And this one, I believe, is the one in Pittsburgh. Just a little bit of the schematics. They've changed slightly as we continue to work with the developers, but this is going to be mixed use. When I say mixed demographics at this site. And then here's another one, which is really great. It shows they've got garden beds there. We have garden beds that are several of our other sites, which is really great because it gives us a way to engage with our communities, and it beautifies the space and makes it home. And super excited. The housing project that has broken ground is Grace Presbyterian in Walnut Creek, and things are actually moving now. I'm so happy to say there's more activity happening on the property, and it looks like there's going to be 6 units for senior housing, and it looks like we'll be finalized by the end of the summer, early fall, and getting our folks housed there. And with all of our housing sites, I will say that we look to have them in high resource areas. You know, they're on church-owned properties. We have different relationships with each of the churches. They're there to support as much or as little as they'd like ongoing, but basically it's just a great partnership that we've been able to do with the passing of SB4, and it's really cut out a lot of the red tape so that we can begin to address the issues of housing shortages. So I'm going fast. My last 2 slides for you all. I have one of the big things we do this summer, if you're looking for your communities to help us out, we have our backpack drive. We're going to basically give every youth in our program a backpack that's filled with school supplies so they're ready to hit the ground running in the fall. There's a link to that on our website at hopesolutions.org. So we're looking to fulfill all of our backpack needs by July 19th. So there's still great need. So that's sort of an immediate opportunity if you have folks that are looking to be engaged. And then we still have opportunities for people to come in and help with our summer camps. We have 1 and 2 hour stints, all different kinds of camps that we do at our various sites, from art camp to sports camps to career and college day. So that they can learn more and have fun. And last but not least, and then I'll host any questions as there's time. This is just a list of year-round opportunities. I'm going to leave that on the screen as I close out here. We talked about backpacks, we talked about volunteering, but there's other ways. We have an annual gala that's fun to get involved with and attend. Of course, if you're not on our e-newsletter, we'd love to invite you to keep updated with us through our e-newsletter list that we send out to at least once a month, and social media. And of course, advocating for affordable housing, because we know we are short and we want to make sure that we can house our unhoused neighbors and build community in that way, and, you know, bring stability into the lives of those who need it most. So thank you. I went fast, and I'm happy to address any questions.
Thank you so much, Carrie. We appreciate Hope Solutions, and perhaps in the chat you can put the website or
Yes.
your email if people have more questions.
Yes.
And because I know you are doing extraordinary work throughout Contra Costa County, and we applaud you. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. I'll put my notes in there for anyone to pick up. I will also say that we are eager and excited. If your faith communities are interested, or your different affiliated groups that you're any of you are affiliated with, we're happy to come out and talk to either your ministry groups, your social action groups, or your congregations, or be at tabling events to just get the word out more about what we're doing in the community. We're excited to do that. So thanks again, Cindy, and I'm gonna stop my share here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Okay. Greg, it looks like you're on and we're listening to you. And Ronnie had a question. This has all been recorded, and so I will send out the recording link, and then you can look at it. But if Carrie, if you wanted to share your slides, you could put a link down there or send it to me in an email, and we'll be glad to share those. Okay. Our next is, oh, it's me again, a governing board report. I think I'll since I'm running everything, I'll go ahead. One of our, maybe I'll stop my share, but one of the things that we want to make sure that you're all aware of is that next month is our normal month that we do not have elected council meetings. And so do not plan on getting an email for elected council in the month of August. I'm so excited we have so many today. But we have decided as a governing board to try something new for our elected council meetings starting in September. We're going to alternate between in-person and Zoom meetings. So I know a lot of you have been excited about meeting in person. You did last month. And it certainly does increase our contacts with each other and our sharing of ideas and just overall bonding. And so in September, we will continue to have them on the second Thursday of each month. However, in September, we're going to start having them in the evening. So it will be 7 o'clock to allow people who have jobs that they can still attend. We're going to try this. If you have comments about it, please send us emails because we want to make sure that the maximum number of people can attend. It will probably be at Hillcrest Church on Gregory, but we will make sure and send out an email in plenty of time so that you have notice of that. We also are interested if you would like for your congregation to host an elected council meeting, that would be fabulous. And please reach out to us on that. The second thing on our governing board report is we want to discuss the matching donations. If you recall, we had a generous donor who remained anonymous who donated $20,000 as a matching donation. So we need to raise $20,000 to match with that. So if you or your congregation or someone else would like to do that, please reach out to Dr. Hernandez or to another person or respond on the e-blast to so we can meet that matching obligation. The last thing I wanted to talk about was member outreach. as you know, we have our new interim executive director, and she would like to meet your communities. And so we are, she wants to go and talk to as many congregations as possible. Email her, send a message to interfaithccccc at Gmail. And see if some of your lay or faith leaders, we can set up an appointment. I already have an appointment with our group, and I think that will be fabulous. But right now, I'm going to turn our next thing on our agenda is Dr. Hernandez sharing a little message with you.
Great. Thank you so much, Cindy. Really appreciate it. Good morning, everyone. There are several people on this call that I do not know. So if very quickly you could just go through, we can go through and I'll call on you and just introduce yourself and what community you're from. I would love to know. And there are some that I also know, but so everybody that is new that has joined the call knows as well. So let's start with Susie, please.
Hi, I'm Susie Colt from Sufism Reoriented. So wonderful to see all of you.
Thank you, Susie. Biff?
I'm Biff Barnard. I'm on the governing board and I work with United Religions Initiative.
Thank you, Biff. And Carrie, we already met you. Riza.
Reza Sharif Zadeh. I am with MTO Shah Maksudi School of Islamic Sufism in Berkeley.
Thank you so much. Peg Miller?
Yeah, I'm from St. Timothy's Episcopal Church in Danville.
Okay. Thank you so much. Peg, I think we might have met when I was at Habitat for Humanity. That's why you look so familiar. So yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Thank you. Carolyn?
Hi, I'm Carolyn Peters from Christ the King Parish in Pleasant Hill.
Thank you. Amber?
Hi, I'm Amber Hom. I'm a small business owner in Concord, and I attend Queen of All Saints Church in Concord.
Yes. And Cindy and I met Amber at the breakfast that we were at a couple of weeks ago.
Peace.
Yes, for the Center on the Aging and Elderly, I think it was. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Christine.
Christine Nadeau from Christ the Lord Episcopal Church in Pinole.
Thank you so much. Ben Hernandez, no relation, but welcome.
Yeah, good morning. I know, I saw that. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ben Hernandez. I work for the Homecoming Project. Essentially, we work with people who are formerly incarcerated, helping them get connected to resources in the community. We also help them get connected to housing by partnering with homeowners in Contra, Costa, and Alameda County. So that's kind of the scope of my work. Super excited. First meeting that I came to, so I look forward to meeting you all and continuing to come to these meetings.
Oh,
Great.
Ben, we would love for you to share like Carrie did today. We have members of the community who share every month, so I'll be in touch.
Yeah, that would be great. Let me know how I can get in touch with you.
That's great, Ben. Thank you so much. I tutored at FCI Dublin. I tutored women who were getting their GED before they got out of prison and have done a lot of RJ work. So good stuff. Thank you so much. Happy you're here. Charlotte.
Charlotte, you're muted.
I forgot. I'm Charlotte again. I'm the office manager for Interfaith Council.
Yes. And nothing would happen without Charlotte. Greg.
Yeah, first of all, I'm sorry I was not unmuted a while ago.
All good. Yeah.
A practicing Buddhist who has been active as a governing board and elected council member in the past, and coming back.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming back. Ben?
Hi, I'm Ben Jones. I'm in the Walnut Creek community of the Baha'i community of Walnut Creek, and I'm a psychotherapist.
Thank you, Ben. Andrew?
Andrew Charlack, Temple Isaiah in Lafayette.
Great. Imad?
Imad Abboushi, I'm with the San Ramon Valley Islamic Center.
Shukran. Cynthia?
There we go. Yes, I'm with First Church of Christ Scientist in Pleasant Hill, right down the street from Hillcrest.
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Nancy? Maybe Nancy can't talk. All right, we'll come back or just interrupt Nancy if you're available. Reverend Josie? She might not be able to talk either.
I'm Josie. I am still getting ready for my day, so I'm covering the half of my hair that isn't done.
Okay.
I'm new to the governing board, and I am a pastor at the Antioch Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Thank you so much. Diane?
Hi, I'm Diane with the Concord First Christian Church at Concord, Disciples of Christ, and outreach team there, and past member and board member with Interfaith Council.
Great, thank you, Diane. Happy to see you. Thank you. Ronnie? Maybe not?
Hi,
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Boyd, she, her pronouns. I am with East Bay Housing or organizations, and my home church is the First Unitarian Church of Oakland. Not Contra Costa, but here in the community anyway.
No, that's great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I'm so happy for all of you who have joined that for your first time. Happy to see you. And for those who keep coming back. So just a very quick update. So because we're already about 5 minutes over time. So as Cindy mentioned, one of the things that is really important is that we re-engage with our members. And so right now we're working specifically with the governing board and kind of organizing meeting with those members communities. And then, the plan is to obviously meet with as many communities and members who are part of I4C as possible. So those of you, again, who are on the call, if you would like to bring myself and another governing board member to your faith community to talk about I4C, the work we're doing, the work that we see in the future, please let me know. Again, it was at interfaith at gmail.com, and we'd love to just come and talk with you and your community and answer any questions about I4C. And then also have been working a lot on programming for the fall. If you got the e-blast yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that was sent out, thanks to Charlotte. We are planning several events and gatherings that will create community and bring people together. We have a unity build with Habitat for Humanity East Bay Silicon Valley at their Esperanza Place housing development at, July 20th. So if you did not get the email, please let me know, but I did send out an email to everyone asking to please register as soon as possible. Right now, I believe we have 10 or 11 slots left. We were given 15 slots. And a unity build with Habitat for Humanity. There will be other people from other communities there as well. If you're familiar with Esperanza Place, it is in its final stages of phase 1. And so most of the work that day will be probably landscaping, painting, perhaps installing refrigerators or things like that, with obviously an electrician there to help out. But there'll be lots to do. Also have some workshops coming up in the fall on healthy conversations, healthy discourse, which I think we all need, as we all know, especially with the upcoming election. And then we also will have a workshop on restorative processes and what that looks like to use those in our everyday life, but also within these different contexts of interfaith advocacy, interfaith interactions. So all of those workshops are coming up as well. We are a URI, a United Religions Initiative cooperation circle. So please keep that in mind. That means that you also have access to those peace building networks that come out of URI. If you did receive the e-blast yesterday, you also received the information on several of the 3 workshops that are coming up with URI, one on anti-Semitism, one on Islamophobia, And then I believe there was another one on LGBTQIA rights and interactions. And so lots going on with that. There was also something on Christian nationalism that Father Tom will be giving. And so a lot going on in our community, as well as we have an appreciative inquiry workshop coming up in the end of August with a potluck. That's going to be in a park. So that will be a lot of time and just a way to meet your neighbors. So really trying to reconnect members within the community. We also have been working with our Muslim community specifically and our Jewish community specifically on what's happening in Israel and Gaza. As we all know right now, it's very difficult to even talk about healing when there's so much going on still. And but the reality is that these communities that we are working with and who are part of our community and who are our neighbors are hurting greatly. And so working with those specific communities, as well as within hopefully the next month or two, bringing in the Palestinian Christian communities as well into a conversation to see how I4C can better support all those communities in regard to what's happening, because even though it's happening over there, we all know that it's affecting us over here. I think that is it for now, at least for my report. If there are any questions, please let me know. And I see your hand up. Yes, Biff.
I'm Biff Barnard again. I was the chair of the advisory committee advising the governing board of what issues should be addressed going forward. And one of the things that was critically important that both Cindy and Karen talked about was re-engaging with our theoretically 108 congregation members. And so Karen, as she said, it wants to reach out through you to have you introduce us to your congregation leaders, ideally both your religious and lay leaders, to talk about I4C. What would your congregations like to get out of I4C? What can we do to serve you? I bet half of those congregations have no idea that they are members of I4C. So we want to start with the elected council, have you all introduce us to your congregations, to your leaders, so we can learn what they'd like to get out of being part of I4C, and begin to serve all of our congregation communities much more effectively. So I just wanted to reiterate how important that is. And you all, as the ambassadors, are critical in getting that done. So thank you. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you so much, Biff.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So the next part of our event today is one that I love, which is our going to breakout rooms and talking about a topic of interest. And one thing that Karen brought up today is, how can we have healthy conversations given the turmoil that is happening in the Middle East and our upcoming elections? Because having healthy communication with people that we don't necessarily agree with is vital in maintaining our relationships. So I'm going to also put this in the chat, but our two questions today is, what are the factors that lead to healthy communication in an interfaith setting and with people from different political or worldviews? And in what ways are these principles taught in your faith tradition? I think that talking with others and thinking about this can be helpful. So right now, if I can figure it out, I'm going to send everyone to a breakout room for you to talk individually and meet each other and share your thoughts on these. And I'll put the questions again in the chat.
Thank you, Cindy.
Hi, Amber. I'm glad you could come.
Yes.
Cindy, thank you so much. Thank you for the invite. And again, this is so great.
Well, I made a mistake and I recorded the breakout rooms. I thought I had stopped it, but
That was
Okay.
perfect.
No worries. Yeah.
so it's going to be, well, what's going to happen is it's going to be me on the recording
Oh,
for like a half an hour.
did you like get up and do a dance? You could have got up and done a tap dance or something. Yeah. Yeah. Sung a song. Yeah.
I know. It's just really quite sad.
That's funny.
Well, I hope everyone had really insightful and wonderful discussions during your breakout time. And what we're going to do is we're going to have each group share just a couple of thoughts. If you want to send the whole, all your notes, you can email me or send them to the interfaithccc@gmail.com. And we'll put them in the minutes. But let's see, we had first group one, who was Charlotte, Diane, Greg, Reza, and Cynthia Peters. Do you have somebody that can share for you guys?
Reza.
So Reza, you're still on mute.
Yes,
Yes,
sorry.
great.
We didn't select anybody to take minutes, but in general, it concluded into love would be the source to gather all together and let go of the differences. And then for communication, being active listening, as our covenant number 3 emphasizes on it, and being available to see the differences, the power, the energy that differences would create and develop. But all of it is for the religion, like for example, major religions focus on unity of God, only one God, and that's should reflect to all mankind that we all are one. There is no differences. And then the love, as Miss Diane mentioned about it. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was really insightful to be thinking about this today, I think. Group 2 had Ben Hernandez, Carolyn Peters, Carrie, Christine, and Josie. Do you have somebody that can share a couple of thoughts?
You're muted.
You're on mute, Carolyn.
Let me see if I can help.
Still muted.
Oh, there we go. I got it. The scriptures from Galatians, the gifts of the Spirit. We bring the gifts of the Spirit to our conversation and realize our strengths and weaknesses too when we're talking with others, and come from a place of common understanding, but not judgment, and listening to hear someone out. And someone quoted Seneca, "I'm a human being and nothing human is alien to me." And someone else mentioned the Ignatian Encounter Ministry, where you sit in the Spirit, listening to one another and dialogue with the Spirit as the center of your conversation. And then where can we find common ground in healthy conversation, and creating safe spaces, brave spaces, and assume a positive intent. And how does it feel to be received, and try to establish that in your conversations with others.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Group 3 is Amber, Ben, Jones, Dr. Karen, and Ronnie Boyd.
Okay, so let's see, we had a really interesting discussion. Let's see, kind of in chronological order. The Baha'i view is that all religions come from the same place. So spiritually, we need to respect every other religion. But also Baha'is don't engage in activities that are disunifying, especially partisan politics. We can hold offices and vote and stuff, but we don't engage in partisan politics like political parties. One important thing that came up was when you're talking to people who have major differences with you, and it's very important to come from an attitude of curiosity and listening. And Dr. Karen shared a wonderful story about going to a Wahhabi madrasa and being the only woman there and just listening and being able to learn and be accepted there. And then let's see, the importance of respect, listening, open dialogue, humility when we're dealing with people from other beliefs of all sorts. And we had a long discussion about Gaza, and the perspective of trying to see all the many parts that are engaged in this. Even though it's like traumatizing, it is extremely complicated and requires seeing all different perspectives. Did I leave anything out?
Nope, that was
great.
perfect. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, room number 4 was Andrew Sharlock, Biff, Nancy, Peg Miller, and me. I took some notes. Did somebody else want to take that over? Okay. We talked a lot about the same topics that you did, about taking away judgment, about having a curious approach. And I love Peg. She says, we love our own opinions, but we need to remember we are related to these people. I thought that was great. But I appreciate Andrew's perspective from the Jewish tradition that their religion continues to evolve through discussion. And arguments can go 2 different ways. They can be destructive or for the sake of heaven. I love that. I love that comment, that if your argument is for the sake of heaven, because we're all created in the image of God, no one is above or below anyone else. And no one has all the truth, but combined, maybe we can come close to having the truth. We can work together to find a greater truth. And Nancy talked about empathy being important, that she learned when she was doing acting class. And you're lovely. You would have been a wonderful actress. And that with empathy, we create stories about why an individual believes or does something which tends to erase judgment and come from the heart. I so appreciate what all of you have shared with us today, and all of those things. I want to, we've just got a couple of minutes, so let me screen share some upcoming events that Karen has talked a little bit about. The LGBTQ actually was this morning at the same time that we're doing this, so you're going to miss, but URI has an anti-Semitism seminar discussion next Monday, the 15th, from 9 to 10:30, and we can participate in that, and it's free for us because we're with URI. And then on Thursday on Islamophobia. That's fabulous. So all of these are in the agenda that was sent to you previously. So look at that. Also, I want to invite you to a summer night of service and volunteer fair at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Danville. They're going to have various volunteer organizations there. And it's next Wednesday, the 17th from 6:30 to 8. So please come. Dave will be there, so it will be great. Then there's the one thing that Andrew talked about is how can we get together and share experiences with each other? And here it is. That's for you, Andrew. We have an eye care project with Habitat for Humanity next Saturday, the 20th, a week from this Saturday. It's all day. If you looked in your e-blast or in the agenda, there's a way that you can sign up. We still need about 10 more people. I'll be there. I know Karen will be there. I think Dave will be there. And so fun, you know, because it's near the end. You're not going to be hammering a lot. You might be painting or putting in some plants or whatever. So does anyone here have a community announcement that they want to make? The only ones I oh, go
sorry.
ahead.
It took me a minute to unmute. I hope it's okay to make an event announcement. Is that okay?
Absolutely, Ronnie, go ahead.
So East Bay Housing Organizations, which works on protecting, preserving, and creating affordable housing in Alameda and Contra Costa counties, is having a Faith Day of Action on August 21st. We are going to be having a breakfast. So like every year we usually have an interfaith breakfast. And this year we've decided to try something different, to where we are still going to have breakfast, and we're still going to be geared towards our faith communities, but it's going to be a day of action to get folks excited and mobilized around the regional housing bond that is going to be on the ballot in November.
And where will this be, Ronnie?
It'll be August 21st. Where it's going to be in Oakland, but it's open for folks in all parts of East Bay.
Okay, if you want to send the information to Interfaith CCCC,
okay,
we will get that out.
Okay,
and,
perfect.
And announce it. I also know that Reza has a his Meaningful Mondays. It's on August 5th, I believe. Yep, from 12 to 1. And they're still reading up to the first 50 pages of Sufism, the Reality of Religion. And then we have been invited to another tour of the Hindu temple. If you went last year, the Rossmore Interfaith went, but we have been invited on Saturday, July 27th. If you are interested in going, up to 20 people can go, and you need to RSVP to Sandeep Bhatnagar. And if you don't have his email, it's in the agenda, but you can also send it to Interfaith CCCC and we'll forward it to him. It is fabulous. I went last year. It's a once in a lifetime experience to go inside the temple and to see their various things. Diane, did you have an announcement?
Yes, I will come and collect any kind of eyeglasses for the shelter, and there was something else, and I think I lost it. Oh, yes. Our church had a presentation on Narcan and what it can do. I would like to, Cindy, I'd like to send you the person who did it, the training for us. It'd be a good community thing for the group. But if you're interested in Narcan kits, also has community list of community services and other items. Let me know, and I will see about getting you some kits.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you, Diane. Did we have any other community announcements?
Can I just want to Diane, thank you. Narcan is so important, and I actually carry around Narcan with me because I worked at St. Anthony's in the Tenderloin for almost 3 years, and I witnessed, I should say, Narcan saving at least 10 lives, at least on the streets in Tenderloin. So just very valuable. So thank you for mentioning that.
Okay. The other thing is we are looking for someone to chair our SOJA program, social justice, because that's what Dennis has been carrying. And without him, we now don't have an active social justice arm. And I think that's important given our place in the community. So think about it. Our time is up. And so we're going to have a brief closing reflection by Dr. Hernandez.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, thank you again, everyone, for being here today. It's been really nice to meet some of you newly online, and look forward to connecting with all of you more soon. If you're comfortable, please just join me in closing your eyes and taking a nice deep breath in and letting it out. And again, deep breath in and letting it out. And sending whatever peaceful intentions you might have for yourself, for your family, for your community, for the nation, for the world. Just sending those good intentions and peaceful intentions out into the world. And let me close while you're still in this hopeful state of intentionality with one of my favorite poems. It's by Wendell Berry. It's called The Peace of Wild Things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting for their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free.
Thank you. That was so lovely.
Thank you.
I appreciate all of you. Carrie, I appreciate your coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carrie.
And I am so happy to be making all of your acquaintance. And I look forward to seeing all of you in September, September 12th, in person. And we'll give you more updates on that. And Peg, let's make sure we have your email. Send that to iccccc@gmail.com. Okay.
Also, really quick though, in August, and you'll be receiving the date soon, we will have an outdoor picnic gathering somewhere in Pleasant Hill, Walnut Creek, I'm not sure yet where, and so please look for that email, and that will be a time for us to gather before our September meeting. All right, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Great job,
Bye.
Cindy.
Bye all, thank you. Take care.